Hey guys, I wanted to talk real quick about brake fluid and the importance of maintaining your brake fluid and performing preventative maintenance on our vehicles, and particularly a Tundra. If it's being used as a tow vehicle, I think there's some points that we should look at here just to see what we should do to maintain the optimal performance of our braking system in the truck. So let's talk about it. All right, so when it comes to braking fluid, there's a few different types. There's .3, .4, .5, and a .5.1. Our factory fill, I believe from my research, Toyota fills with .3 fluid, which is pretty standard for most vehicles. .3, .4, and .5.1 are all compatible with each other. So if you have .3, you can fill and top off with .4. Same thing, if you have .5.1, you can top off with .3 if you're in a pinch and you need to do that. But whatever you use to mix, your numbers, your performance will be based off of the lowest number you've mixed with. So if you do a complete drain and fill of your system from .3 to .4, now you've stepped up to 4. If you just mix .4 into your .3, you're still at the .3 performance level. There is another one, .5. That's a synthetic silicone-based fluid, and that's a little different. It's not very common, so I'll just stick with the main .3s and .4s and .5.1 for our purposes here. The biggest difference is the boiling points for the fluid. So there's a dry and a wet boiling point when we talk about brake fluid, and the dry fluid is basically brand new. When you open that container, there's no water in the system. So brake fluid is hygroscopic, which means it absorbs water and moisture from the air continuously. So over time, it builds moisture content in the fluid, and then that'll drop the performance of that fluid. The more water it's holding, the less pressure it's able to stabilize and whatnot. So it's called a dry boiling point. Is brand new fluid. The best performance you'll get out of that fluid. And then wet boiling point is once that fluid has absorbed water. So the definition they use for that standard is 3.7% moisture content in the fluid. And what that is based off of is over time they've measured how much moisture content is absorbed into the fluid, and after a couple years, 2 to 3 years, it's generally around 3.7. So that's the number they chose to use for the wet boiling point. Basically, that's the last point in which your fluid is optimal enough to leave in the system and use, and they expect, as per the maintenance requirements, that you would then change the new fluid back to dry fluid, and then you repeat that cycle of every 2 to 3 years, changing out your fluid. Most people, from what I understand here in the United States, we don't really do brake fluid. Like, I've had a lot of vehicles, I've never really switched out the brake fluid. I know a lot of people that have vehicles that never touch the brake fluid at all. And it's something I think we should look at because it's pretty important. And we'll get into some of those reasons down below here. All right, so when we look at brake fluid and the boiling points, we're looking at the dry. So .3, an example, the dry boiling point is 401 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? Brand new fluid, 401 degrees. The wet boiling point, once it has absorbed water, once it's 2 years old in your system, is 284 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a big drop. It's about a quarter drop, a little over a quarter drop in the performance, right? And when we look at .4 dry boiling point, 446 degrees Fahrenheit. And the wet boiling point for .4 is 311 degrees Fahrenheit. So you see .4 has a higher base number and then a higher wet number. Dry and wet is substantially higher than .3. And then if you go to .5.1, it's even higher. .5.1 is a dry boiling point of 518 degrees Fahrenheit and a wet boiling point of 374 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's like your top of the line, top performance brake fluid by boiling point, dry and wet metrics. Okay. Now, why is this important? Let's say we have wet brake fluid in our vehicle, in our truck, and we're towing. Why is it important to have a boiling point? Well, when you're braking under normal driving conditions, your brake calipers are rarely going to go up above 400 degrees. Okay, but if you're doing heavy towing and if you're doing spirited driving, you can go higher than 400 degrees Fahrenheit in your with your calipers. The transfer of heat, the rotors get very hot, the pads are hot, the heat transfer between the rotors to the calipers, there's a lot lost there. So your calipers are always going to be cooler, but it is important to watch these temperatures, right, and what the ratings are. And here's why. So if you're towing and you reach your boiling point on your fluid, what that's going to do is it's going to introduce air into your brake caliper, or into your brake lines. Okay, and as soon as air is introduced, now you've lost pressure. You're going to have a softer brake pedal, or you're going to have brake fading, or worst case scenario, you can have a complete drop out of pressure, and you've got no brakes at all because your pedals drop to the floor. So if your brakes ever start boiling, your fluid starts boiling, that means you don't have brakes. And it's very important. We don't ever want to get to that point. The brakes are a huge safety feature, huge safety system in our vehicle. You lose your brakes, it's a bad day. And so this is why I think it's important to look at this brake fluid topic here. So let me get into a story real quick of what I was thinking for my personal use on my truck here. So I think I mentioned before, I do some towing up in the mountains with a boat. And I have a little cabin area, so I'll tow my boat from the cabin to the lake and then back to the cabin. And it's a 3,000 pound boat, so 4,000 with the trailer, probably max load. But there's no brake trailers. There's no trailer brakes on that boat trailer. So all the braking is on the truck. And on the way back home from the lake, it's a long downhill coming down a mountain. So I have to downshift. I have to watch, make sure that I'm not running the brakes too hard, because the brakes are getting hot. They will get really hot going down that mountain. It's a couple miles of downhill coming down this mountain. So that made me think, like, if I've got factory fill .3 in my truck and it's a couple years old, I have a 2022 and I've never serviced the brake fluid in it. So it's now 6, so it's 4 years old, 3 to 4 years old brake fluid, which is now going to means from the metrics that it's wet fluid, right? So now I have wet .3 in my truck, which drops it down to 284 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, if my calipers towing downhill are going to exceed 400 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm at risk of having some boiling in my fluid in those calipers, which will then give me a brake fade or complete failure of brakes going down a mountain with a boat with my family in the truck, which is going to be a bad day. So I think it's very important using these numbers and this data to look at changing fluid in my truck every 2 to 3 years to keep it closer to that dry boiling point and to put a higher spec fluid in my truck. And I would recommend that to any of us who are using our trucks as towing vehicles, or you're going to drive it more spirited and you're going to get your brakes hotter. It's a good idea to look at a .4 or a .5.1 is strongly recommended for trucks that are going to be seeing this kind of brake fluid temperature. When we look at some high quality fluids, we've got some good fluids that are made that we can use. You can go to the store and you can buy off the shelf DOT3 for less than $10 a liter. But if you start looking at some higher quality brake fluids, you've got companies like this. This is called ATE. It's a European German company that does a lot with brakes, especially in Europe. Not very common over here in the US, but you can buy their stuff here in the US. So you can find this stuff on Amazon. You can buy this stuff on a site like FCP Euro and order it and have it delivered to your house. But this fluid is a high quality, very heavily engineered fluid. This is a DOT4, and this, as an example, the boiling point on this one, DOT4 dry, is 500 degrees Fahrenheit, right? So that already is a higher spec than the standard minimum, what was that, brake fluid? Dry DOT4, 446 degrees Fahrenheit as per the standard, and this is at 500. So as you've got that extra 54 degrees Fahrenheit to play with using a high quality fluid like this. Now let me show you this. This company, it's also got this fluid, which is a DOT4 fluid, but this is their racing formula, right? And so here again, ATE Type 200 DOT4 racing brake fluid. This has a 536 degree Fahrenheit dry boiling point, which is what now? Almost 100 degrees higher than the standard needing to be met for DOT4 brake fluid here in the US. So I'm gonna buy this Type 200. This here, it's $15 if I buy it from FCP Euro, $15 a bottle, a liter, and I'll get a couple of these and do the truck with this fluid. Put this in and run it, and probably be good every 3 years to do this. So you're not talking about a lot of expense to do this, but it's something I think most of us overlook, and we really should consider buying a high quality fluid like this, or there's others. I think Bosch makes a few. So there's some really high quality fluids that we can access and put in our truck that are going to way exceed the DOT3 factory fill that we have, or a neglected fluid if you've got nothing in there. So I wanted to share this with you guys. I'll post the links down below for where you can buy this fluid if you want to use Amazon or FCP Euro. But I highly recommend taking a look at your truck. You can buy a little meter where you dip it into your brake fluid reservoir, and it'll tell you the water content percentage. If you have any doubts, get one of those. It's like 10, 15 bucks for one of those. You can test your fluid in all of your vehicles and make sure that you're within spec and not in danger of reaching and exceeding your boiling points in your vehicle. So, hey, I'll post the links below for where you can get the fluid and for that meter, the one that I bought to use. And at some point soon, I'm gonna do a video where I'll put this into my truck. We'll do a complete brake fluid change on the Tundra. Show you how to do that as per the specs and the maintenance procedure for our vehicles. So, hey guys, so that wraps it up. Hope you find this content useful and helpful, educational, as we kind of go through the importance of maintaining our braking system. So if you have any comments you want to post down below of some things you've seen or experienced with your brakes and brake fluid, go ahead and post those down below. Like and subscribe to the channel. It helps keep the content going, and it helps me know like what we want to talk about, what you guys are interested in, so we can make sure we post relevant content up so that we can all kind of benefit from the educational value of these videos. So hope that helps. Until next time, guys, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.